Okay. All right, go. 5 kids. Let's talk about it.
All right. Does my hair look good?
Yes. How did we get here?
My wife looks better.
Okay, how did we get here? 5 kids.
How did we get here?
Yeah.
I honestly have no clue. To say it was pre-planned to have 5, that'd obviously be a lie.
Definitely.
But, I'd say, this is definitely the last. But yeah, I don't know how we got here. I really don't.
I think about that sometimes when they're in the car in the mornings after just getting them ready and the chaos that happened. I'm counting them and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's a that's a lot of kids.
Yeah, sometimes I'm just like, gosh, they just remind me of myself. Like just the boys, each one of them, every time they act up or they do those little things.
Yeah.
I'm just like, gosh, they're just like me. It's
But
scary.
but we should also put out there too that we don't have 5 kids yet. There's one, we're
still in the oven.
Yeah, that could come literally at any time.
About to pop.
I was thinking about that on the morning here, like driving here. I'm like, okay, what would happen if we were filming the podcast and my water just broke? Wouldn't that be just crazy? We'd be sitting here and just
unimaginable. No.
Like, I don't have my hospital bag here. I don't have anything ready. I'm just like, it just happens.
No, everything's last minute anyway with you. So, it's going to come down to let's hurry up. Let's grab the bag if there is one. The baby's got milk.
Get all of the kids to the grandparents.
The new car seat. Hopefully it's in the car. Let's get over to the hospital. Which hospital are we going to? For real though, which one
That's so realistic, honestly. I feel like the more kids you have though, the more you just don't stress as much as you did with like the first or the second. Because I remember when we were planning for Emberly and it was just everything. I had a list. Every little detail. I was like, we need to have my baby shower when I'm only 5 months pregnant. And
but you were more worried, just having to worry about every little detail and trying to plan every little thing. You were actually just stressing yourself out even more, especially in the hospital compared to, your third, your fourth.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. But no, I was saying how with Emberly, it's so different because when you look back, we were just, you're right. It was just, everything had to be perfect. I was like, we got to do everything by the book of planning for this baby and what we need to buy. And we bought so much unnecessary stuff.
The hats and the little bows and just
those were a necessity actually.
Too much. Just too much.
But now I look down the aisles and I have, all of the 4 kids with me and I'm like, okay, the baby really doesn't need that. I don't think like we're never going to use that.
Again, last minute, you're like, we could probably wait to get that for mom's Mamaroo thing. We've already had 2 or 3 of them. And
I know. And then we'll be like, what happened to that?
Yeah.
And then it's in storage and you have to get it out. And then you're always like, oh, I'll get it out tomorrow. And then
Zane was 2. He probably jumped on it and broke it.
And then tomorrow comes and I'm like, did you grab that out of storage? And you're like, no, it's okay. We have time.
Yeah.
So yeah, you said that we didn't plan to have 5. Right. 5 was never like, when we sat down, we were never like, okay, 5 kids, that's the number.
But it's so perfect now. Now looking at it, first we had Ems.
Yep. The girl.
Then we've got the Z boys.
Yeah.
It's just perfect. And then Everson. And then now we're going to have end it all.
Well, okay. So now that we're touching on the Z boys, when we had, Emberly, Zane, and then Zage, he was our third. Third was I feel like the worst number. And you hear that all the time from people, like other people that I talk to that have families of 3, they say that too. And then they have their 4th and they're like, ironically, I found some sort of balance. And I'm like,
Oh,
that is the perfect way to describe it. But then we're having an odd number now. And I think about that all the time because I'm like,
there's a reason though that we had the fourth, right?
I know, but I'm like, 3 was so hard.
But Ems needs a friend. Ems needs, a girl to balance
That's what
everything out.
that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
Now that I'm like, I hope that when we have her, the last girl,
The
number
grand
5,
finale.
the grand finale, I hope it brings us balance to where we're not like, oh my goodness, like this is back 3 years ago when we had just 3 and it felt like.
No. Because I'm not going for 6. Like I can tell you right now, that's off the table.
When do you stop? That's what everyone's asking. They're like, when are they going to stop? Let's talk about the questions we always get asked too with having a lot of kids, because I feel like that we are constantly asked, especially when we're out in public. People that know us, they get it. They're like, no, that's just Haley and Tyler. They can deal with, they have patience. And that's what all of our friends say. They're like, oh my gosh, you guys are so patient. Like we get it. You know what I mean? That's our routine.
When we're out and about.
Exactly. And there's all these like Karens. Okay.
Oh, of course. They're everywhere.
They're everywhere. Karen. And you're at Walmart and you're just trying to get what you need.
Yeah.
Okay. And you've got these kids saying, Mom, I want this. Mom, I want that. Mom, I want this. You got
Zane over there like, move, Karen. Z-boy's coming through.
No, but everyone's always looking at us. They're just like, oh, wow, you guys.
We're literally just herding sheep, right? Bunch of little cattle.
And they're all under 6.
Yeah. So
we've got a Duna. We've got the 2 boys in where the cart they sit at. Emberly's standing at my hip. Yeah. And they're like, gosh, is there any more? And then they see me with this big bump and they're just like a deer in a headlight. But they always have to say something.
Of course.
Always.
Of course. Everybody has an opinion.
Yeah. Oh, like, you guys have so many kids, or do you know what causes that? Yeah. Do you know what causes that? I'm like, okay, let's just talk about it right in front of all of the kids, shall we?
Hold on a second. It's cold out here. Let me put a blanket on the baby. Let me make sure everybody's got their socks on.
Let me explain to you how it happened.
Yeah.
Or they say, well, I hope you did something now to prevent it, or, just something so weird. And it just makes it so awkward. Where it's like, I'm just trying to get groceries to feed all of these kids and go home.
Yeah.
Instead
Step aside, Karen. Get out of the way. I'm trying to pay here. Hopefully my card doesn't decline.
Now,
that's always an issue. You know what I mean?
That would be
the good old days when you could just swipe the card. You never had to worry about it.
I know. Now it's like tap here, put the chip in, and they're like,
ask you a few questions, cash back. Did you like the experience? Sad face, yada yada.
No, imagine the card declining in front of the Karen that just talked bad about us having all these kids.
For me, it's Ems. It's embarrassing. It's like, I don't know what's going on, Ems. It's something's like, going on. They're asking me if my experience is good and stuff. She's like, what, Daddy? I'm like, don't worry about it. We're almost out of here.
That's hilarious. In a minute. But yeah, I think the more kids we've had though, and people ask us those questions, it used to kind of bother us. I feel like we were always like,
kids,
what? But now we're just like,
used to the dumbass questions.
And the chaos in public. I'm just like, that kids will be kids. I remember I would get so nervous when Emberly would like cry in a restaurant or something, or if we just had 2 of them with us and they were crying or throwing a fit, and the looks, I would always get so embarrassed. And now I'm just like, it is what it is.
It's normal, right? It's the new normal, isn't it? That's what they say. Yeah.
But when I think about when we started having kids and talking about growing our family, we actually really struggled to have more kids. And not a lot of people know that if you think about it. Of course, yeah. I think now when they see, they have all of these beautiful babies, they don't see what it took to get them and what we went through to have the kids. Like, not to kind of take it to that side, but we're telling all to get into that perspective,
Yeah.
we went through a lot
Oh, yeah,
to
of course.
have the babies that we have now. We're really lucky to have all of the kids that we do have.
Yeah, I think that also kind of drives, our reason for having such a big family.
Well,
And
it's a blessing.
yeah,
You know, every positive pregnancy test and then you go to the doctor and everything's okay. It's like
it's a different feeling,
exactly.
that-
You're like, okay, this is the purpose. Like we're meant to have this baby.
Mhm.
And when I think about the loss and the struggles that we went through, yeah. And then I look at them and I'm like, they're here and they're healthy and we're very blessed to be able to have them. So not to get emotional, but I'm like, it's an amazing feeling to be able to have them and, they're ours and we get to have this beautiful big family. Let's talk about how the kids see our business and running the business with having all of these kids.
Yeah, it's super cool, being able to, one, just be there for the kids and have that flexibility, um,
Exactly.
every day to not just set my own schedule, but to push a little bit harder today. So then tomorrow I can free up a little bit of time here or there. And make that time where it's needed or where I feel like it's very important. Just like dropping, M's off every day after you
Oh
do her
yeah,
hair in the morning, stuff
exactly.
like that. I think it's
No,
so
the kids
important.
love when daddy takes them to school.
Yeah, in the
It's
work
like daddy and
vans.
mommy are here and they're dropping us off.
Yeah,
And the teachers always tell us, and I think it's really cool. They'll be like, yeah, Emberly told us what daddy and mommy are working on this week or where daddy's at this week because, you do travel for work. So when we do these big jobs and we're able to show the kids like daddy painted that house or
yeah.
the kitchen cabinets, daddy and mommy refinished those. Now their kitchen's beautiful.
Yeah, I'm like that guy you see, that they're making fun of on social media, and they're like, "Yeah, going down the road, my daddy, I painted that house. See that one over there? I did that one too."
Well, I think it's cool too when we come to the shop or the
Yeah,
office
yeah.
and they get to see firsthand mommy and daddy hard at work,
Mhm.
what we've been doing. They love to hang out here with us.
All the furniture in the house is, finished by us. It's super
Exactly.
cool. Yeah.
So, yeah,
Still to
and
this
I
day.
always think about when they do the Cheeto fingers
Yeah, yeah. That's what I always, revert
and
back to when I'm explaining it to
or
clients.
the Sharpie on the dresser and
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, we deal with that too with our own kids and
Yeah.
we're
Or when the kids just absolutely destroy, a drawer or a door by just hitting it with the hammer or I don't know, taking some scissors to it or a chisel. Like, where'd
you
you get the chisel from, bro?
well, you just get a glimpse of like what our clients go through too, with the kids trying to,
Yeah, and I'm just like, I mean, I get it. Look, I've got four little heathens, okay? I get it.
but they do think what we do is so cool,
Oh yeah.
you know?
Yeah, because they're like, this is cool. My daddy can fix it. It's all good.
Well, but I just like when they come
It's cool.
here and we take them back to the shop and there's just cabinet doors lined up or they're finished doors and they get to see the color and they
Yeah.
ask all these, because they're so
It's the
curious.
Z boys though. They're the ones that
Oh, they're going to
really
take over.
they're the ones that really actually kind of ask the questions and they actually want to be hands on
Well, I
with
think Emberly's her perspective of it is okay, mommy's like really badass.
yeah.
Honestly, she's like, my mom's a boss.
Yeah, she just kind of does what
Cause
you do,
she'll sit in here with me just like we're doing right now. And
She'll
she's
go in the
like,
shop, kind of look around, be
and
like,
then she's like,
"Yeah,
I'm going
it's
in there.
dirty in here."
I'm going in there. Mommy has snacks and
Yeah.
she knows that. But she'll come in here and it's just cool to sit down with her and she sees me, filling out the invoices or talking with a client and how I converse back and forth with the client or picking out color samples, putting cabinet doors together,
Feeling the finish and
taking
looking,
pictures
yeah.
of different stuff. And she's like, oh, I want to do that. Or I'll be like, Ems, do you want to sit here and put ketchup and mustard on this cabinet door and I'll take a video of you and post it.
Yeah.
And then she thinks it's so cool because she's like, I'm on my mommy and daddy's Facebook page. Like
Oh yeah.
she tells all of her friends that she remember when she dumped
Oh,
the.
she loves doing all those little tests and all that on the sample
I know,
doors.
but she's going to look back on that. And that's what's I think so cool about our business too, is they're learning every day from us.
All those little things.
All the little things that we don't even, I don't think it registers with us that, they're soaking all of that in because it's just, we're so used to it.
It does 2 weeks later when, they're like, hey, Daddy, can we test that door? Can we put ketchup on this door here? I'm like, no, dude. No, what are you doing?
Not that one. Not that one.
No. Not the oven cleaner all over the cabinets.
Or they'll be in your shop and I walk in and they just have like a hammer.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Tyler, what are you doing?
I just turn around. I'm like, oh gosh.
You're like, yeah, this might actually be a little dangerous. Like, you guys should probably leave.
Yeah, they really do like to just make a mess, though. You know what I mean? It's just
but they're hanging out with Dad.
Like, they come in, they're like, look at this toolbox, and I turn around,
and then it's just dumped.
All the tools are everywhere. It's dumped,
and then days later, you're like, where'd that screwdriver go? And I'm like, I don't know.
They listen though. They put it all back when I tell them.
But you'll tell me. You'll be like, where did that tool go? I'll come in the morning after dropping them off, and you'll be like, Haley, where'd that tool go? And I'm like, I don't know. And then you blame me when it's really one of them and I have to take the heat for it. You're like, I know you came in here and you were organizing and cleaning. You probably threw it away. Do you know how many times you tell me that though? You're like, you just threw it away.
Yeah.
The only thing I throw away.
Because honestly, I found so much in the trash over the years. It's
the dumpster's just full outside. No, the dumpster's just full outside. And you're like, you call me that one day that you were gone for the day and the shop was just a mess. And I just walked in and I'm like, you know what? This is getting a major overhaul. Like it's a mess.
Like my junk drawer at home. Because every drawer is a junk drawer. It's like everything on the countertop. She's just like, all right. In the drawers you go. This is trash now.
Okay, that's what the shop was like that day that I walked in. And I said, I'm going to do something really nice for Tyler. I'm going to clean it up. I'm going to organize it. Everything's going to be put into place. He's going to be
starting to piss me off because now I'm starting to remember the items that I know for a fact ended up in the trash. Items that I paid good money for. Items that you had to end up buying multiples of because as well as I know, that you threw it in the trash. Period.
I did throw a lot, but I was like, we've got to get organized. We've got to get cleaned. I was just in a mood that day. And I remember just walking in, I rolled the dumpster to the side of the garage, opened it up.
Yeah, you had to have thrown a lot of stuff away.
Just went to town. And then you pulled up. You called me. You're like, let's go to lunch. I'm almost done here, blah, blah, blah. And you pull up and I'm so excited to show you. And you're just like, wow, it's really clean in here.
Yeah, but that's what I was going to say. I'll give it to you. It was spotless in there. It was very clean. Very. Smelled good. I think you even had incense.
I had
in all my outlets. Had the little going, the little automatic thing
the
going.
Scentsy spray.
Hey, it smelled good in there.
You were like, wow. Now, where did that sandpaper pad go? And I'm like, Tyler, you can't save all the sandpaper.
Well, I look over at my sanding station over there, and usually it's a mess. It's just how I like it. It's got my sanding foams like everywhere, all my assorted foams. I looked over there and it's all been fondled with.
True.
Automatically, I said.
Where'd it go?
They're all gone. They're gone.
Where did the sandpaper go?
No, it's all my foam abrasives.
So I don't think we talked much at lunch after that because you were just like, that was really nice of you, but.
Yeah. That's what I get for letting you in my shop.
Well, so I do take the blame for things going missing that day. However, the days when the kids are in there and then a couple days later, you're like, where'd that go? It's usually hidden by the kids and then you find it and you're like, oh,
Yeah, and it's like
in the most
randomly,
random spot.
yeah, randomly under a workbench somewhere in a corner.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just love coming here and with the kids and just hanging out and
This is a nice space for you and the kids. And let's talk about that, compared to where we came from and where we started, right? I mean, we started in a garage.
well, exactly, because I was thinking about that earlier. When we started, we couldn't really, obviously, the kids couldn't be really around what we were doing because you were out in the garage.
Well, we learned that before we had our first. We realized, okay, we can't be spraying in the garage unless we
Exactly.
have a proper booth and at least
Exactly.
some ventilation in here.
So they weren't really, they were just along for the ride of going, picking up furniture, delivering furniture,
Right.
all of that. They didn't get to see any of the behind the scenes
Yeah.
because it was out of the house. And I was like, nope, close the door. Your daddy's doing his thing.
And then we made the decision, okay, let's get a shop.
Exactly.
So we rented a space,
Yep. For
fairly cheap, and it was a block building, didn't hold heat very well.
no.
We ended up getting a furnace for that building.
Yep.
So that way we could at least have a space that wasn't freezing.
Exactly.
Because we were out
well,
there.
because of our coatings too.
Right, of course. But we were out there when we first started, just going to town, early mornings throughout the day.
Exactly. Until it got cold.
Relying on the sun a lot of times, rolling stuff outside, letting that sun bake it, all that type of stuff.
Yeah, the summer was hot,
Yeah.
but the winter was cold.
And
And,
the
we were like,
kids-
we've got to do something.
Yeah, and luckily we had a fenced in area the kids they could play in around there, and but let's just talk about how we came from a place, obviously out of our garage to a
Yeah.
shop that was just dirty and dingy. And then,
Yeah.
we made all of the right decisions.
Where we didn't even want to take the kids there, though. It was kind of just like, okay,
Yeah.
grandparents are busy,
Yeah.
no babysitter. Let's load up the side by side and I'll entertain the kids while you're finishing up,
Yeah.
and we'll go from there.
It wasn't like a positive space at that point. It was just a place where
No.
I knew I had to go to get the job done. And it wasn't, a positive place or a good headspace at that. We kind of didn't have things organized properly like we do now, of course. We
That's
didn't-
so true.
Just stuff that's as simple as, let's set up the booth here.
Mhm.
Let's set up a mixing station here, have the pumps up off the floor, have all the material here off the ground.
Well, and we
all that type
couldn't
of
brand
stuff.
really either.
Exactly. That was
And
a
that really sucked.
very
I
big
mean,
deal. Location for sure.
exactly. So
Yeah.
when I think about how we found the place we're at now, which we're so lucky to have found it, because I remember when I was scrolling through Facebook and it came up on my phone that this building was for rent, and it had an office in the front, shop in the back with 2 shipping containers, all fenced in with security. I was like, there's no way this is in Terre Haute, because I don't remember ever driving by and looking over and seeing this place. So when I showed it to you, you're like, where is that at? Are you sure that's not a scam?
And the timing was just perfect because we had been talking for a couple months.
Exactly.
What
That
are we
we've got
gonna
to,
do? We really need to make a change for our business. People don't know where we're at. They don't look at us as a legitimate business still.
Exactly. Because when we would give the address, it wouldn't come up old to new fine finishes. It would be just take them essentially to a open parking lot.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, how do I find you?
Be driving around the building, driving to other places, sitting in random parking lots, calling us, asking where we're at. Yeah, it was just getting to the point where it was just annoying for us and obviously for the clientele.
Exactly. So when I found this location, I had to tell you about it. You were like, okay, let's make sure it's not a scam. I really want to go take a look. Got the address.
Met the owners. Wonderful.
Oh, they're amazing. Shout out to our owners.
Yes, absolutely wonderful.
They're the best. Our landlords are 10 out of 10.
Top tier when it comes to, some landlords. You have your expectations, and you have them set. And whenever you have landlords that let you literally come in and
Transform the space. And we told them we were going to do that.
transform the inside and out,
Exactly. So when we showed up,
and they have no questions asked.
Well, and they didn't know us.
Yeah.
They didn't know our business. They didn't know who we were. So
never really had heard of us either.
Exactly. So when we showed up and we got to talking to them, we're like, this is what we do for a living. This is what we can offer you guys as well. Like, we're going to come in here and we're going to make this our own.
Yeah.
And
their business is right next door. So
exactly.
Not only will this empty space be filled with, fine finishes and make you guys look good, but it's just going to be wonderful for our business and leveling us up.
Exactly. So we've been here for this will be our 3rd year.
Yeah.
And we painted the entire exterior, interior, and done basically all of the renovation to the office multiple times. I think I've changed this place up.
Yeah, a client came in and said, "Oh, this is cute."
Yes.
I went back. I made the mistake. I went back, told Haley everything, right? Oh, client came in, said, "Oh, yeah, this is cute in here." And, she paid me and went about her way. And
I said,
Haley,
cute. She said it was cute.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what does that mean? I said, I want it to be beautiful. So I was like going on to Pinterest and I'm like, we're changing.
Here we go.
I'm like, we're changing everything. I want a faux concrete wall. I want new light flooring, boho theme, please. Thank you.
The husband that just wants to chill.
And I made you do it in a weekend, remember? I said, we have set days that you can do this and you need to transform it one more time. And you did. And now look at it. It's beautiful. I love it.
I'm glad you do. I'm glad that this wall isn't a tinge too blue for you. I might have messed up.
I definitely did tell you it was too blue at first, but it grew on me after I got everything in. Well, it did. I was just kind of, when I walked in and Zane was helping you, and that's another thing, they've got to help us transform the space. And they think that's really cool. And really helped pick out the pink for the doors. Zane's helped you with painting this wall.
Yeah, that was super cool.
And he looks back and now every time he walks in, he's like, yeah, I did that with my dad.
Yeah, and Zage gets jealous and Ames is just pissed. She's like, why didn't I get to paint this room?
And then they're fighting.
Yes.
But it is fun.
Oh, it's never ending. Yeah.
So when we got the space and we've been here for 3 years, it's seen it through. We were just selling furniture out of here at first.
Yeah.
We had this place, this whole office. It really wasn't an office. It was our storefront.
Right. That was our goal, was to always have a shop, but to always be able to sell furniture and have that storefront, because
we had never had that before. It had only been online.
And I think we missed in the earlier podcast, we left out the fact that, gosh, we've been through it, right? We've done markets. We've been at Boot City.
Yep.
Right?
We had booths.
Booth, right?
Yep. We were at multiple antique malls.
Vendors Village.
Yep.
We have done it. Did it.
Yeah, we were everywhere. Because we were trying to find a space to hold the furniture.
Right.
But then you have to move that furniture.
Oh, yeah.
And then when it sells, you always have someone, can you deliver? Well, where do you live? Oh, I live an hour and a half away from here. And what do you say? You couldn't tell them no back then. You were like, oh, sure, I'll deliver, no problem.
Yeah, just run around.
Exactly. It was a constant.
With my head chopped off.
Yes. So
for some furniture.
When we talked about having our own space to sell out of, to have a storefront, and we found this, we were like, this is perfect. We don't have to pay booth rent anywhere. We don't have to do any more markets. It can just be our own setting. We can make it our own.
Or we can showcase our work and have clients come in, see it and feel it on our time.
Exactly.
Right.
But then another side of that too is just having to constantly be here.
Hey, this is the time.
Yep.
The time is now. If we do not make the jump, if we not make that switch to using these luxurious factory wood coatings,
Yep.
I don't know what we're gonna do. This is tell
No.
all with the Thompson.
Okay. Anyways.
Let's tell it all.
Okay. No, let's.
No cutting it out.
Yes.
No bullshit. Okay, let's go. Give it to me raw. That's what you said. That's what you told them. Give them what they want. And I'm standing there looking at them, right? And I'm trying to be all professional, right? I'm not trying to say anything redonkulous. But I'm over here like, sir, you want me to piss on this cabinet?